There's a guy who said that if he had a cigarette every time he went into a door, he would smoke one. And I thought that was the most addictive thing I've ever heard.
Okay, I just was reading this and I had an emergency because I was reading how to investigate a mother-infant relationship, they took a mother replaced with a surrogate. The mother's surrogate was made of an under-yielding wire. I was computing all the time. Kepler. Now, Kepler, at this time of geocentric Earth centers. Oh, and by the way, when people said that the Earth was the center, Galileo, he got locked up. But Kepler drew these polygons inscribed in circles as planetary orbits. And so he kept updating this. This is like he's posting on social media material that he thinks is of in real time, because when he draws them, of course it is. Today I was asked by a girl if I had a hair straightener, and then I ended up getting hers, and someone came in here and shut it off. Okay, if anyone can tell me what happened to Julian Assange, other than he was just putting out documents because he was a news reporter. That's why I like writing, so I don't have to put out things. But in a copyright infringement, there was a meme on the internet, and it has something so over the top. If the government charging the person who they're in inquisition with has any favor of theirs whatsoever, they'll neglect factors like how their attorney talked to witnesses, which should throw the case out. But if it's being held in the court of law and it's benefiting them to allow that to happen, they would not throw away the case, because they would want to put you in a pen.
You're noting that cells have different ways of aligning. If you know that you're not eating cancer, which is cells that are perfectly because they don't die, that's a major step, and it's really dark. But you've got to know, I just heard Lab Meat has this.
So I'm getting both of these. If you could edit out a background so that it would camouflage to any of your surroundings, you'd be like able to know the difference of a really concentrated breath over an excessive amount of time, basically ever, if you didn't have to breathe. And then you took one breath. If you're living in reverse and that was your wraith body, then that's all you would know. Because light isn't engineered, we engineer around it, so when it comes to the factors of what is the leading cause of a battery dying, it can easily cross over into the system of how much a phone or an old camera is broken. And it just shows symptoms of the light on the screen not turning on, even though it has a screen on the lens scope. And then the difference of the two are like a crossover from the cosmic realm to the micro realm. That complex. All driven off of just the wave function being something that we don't engineer. Whistleblower, an alarmist and someone just trying to do a PSA and as a civil pedestrian can all get confused, because when you have three of things, they're stingrays. Do I look good on camera? I don't know, I don't have a screen that flips around so I can see myself. So it's surprising the accuracy that I stay in frame as much as I do, seeing the fact that I can't see if the frame is in fact anywhere in proportion of what I'm trying to take a picture of myself. That would be an accuracy of a certain degree, where it's an exchange rate of whenever I do go outside the frame. So I made a post on Facebook and it was like talking about the government. I'm not against the government, it's just there's elites in the government who are making it harder for people to be free. And so the people in the United States who are free are special because no one else in the entire world are as free as we are. So that can be argued but shouldn't, because that would be something that ruins the point of the mere fact. Almost where all the like companies come out of America that make decisions for health that are portrayed in other places. If you have a privately owned business, it's really surprising that you have equipment to give to your workers, because businesses that are not privately owned get a whole bunch of money for equipment for almost nothing because they work closely with the government. I'd like this same thing, but for a person on the side of the road, like me. The amount of degree, what I'm talking about. There's certain mathematics, and the more precise your math is in knowing like the amount of stuff happening around your DNA strand, can be shown in a court of law. And it's almost to how accurate, like if you have a whole bunch of teeth coming in. Some of your teeth are not going to be as straight as they are. And I saw someone wiggle their teeth at me one time, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, because it was a full-fledged adult. Another full-fledged adult was grinding their fake teeth, and it was making a horrible noise. These two things make us human, because we eat stuff, and in order to eat stuff that's like entirely flesh-like. And so how straight your teeth are is compared to like when they first grew in, and your gums, and when someone says they're cutting their teeth with a certain event, it means like they grinded it out. And then, you know, there's all these sayings, but the math behind what's behind your teeth is like how straight are they is compared to the deviations of other teeth around it to make two parabolas. And so when, even in criminology, when they're looking for people, they looked at their teeth records, because when you get burned alive, your teeth are like rocks, so they stay put. And also a bite mark is like a footprint. When you press down on a shoe or a handprint, there's only one kind for a person, and this matches like the more clear that you have a print or a bite line, the more easily you can deduct if it's one person versus how many other people could it have been. So that's what I want with like a math, but specifically of your gene. How much is happening around one strand of gene is, I bet, a whole bunch of stuff that are deviations, all relative to the shape of your gene. And then knowing this, you be able to get a whole bunch of equipment that would be expensive to give to people as if you had a private business. Okay, so there are properties of a cell, and electricity is nothing a permeability has to offer. How concisive and careful you are with knowing these things. Usually this light doesn't flash on, indicating that the outlet is not. This new edition had a light I just saw. I don't know if it was a screw, but it turned off even if it was on. See that screw when it twinkles when I'm talking? Watch Kamijo on my broken laptop.
やっぱり僕もツアーでゆっくりのためにやるみたいな意識はちょっとあって、もちろんユキ君もね、まあそうなんで悔しい思いもあるんですけど、もっと悔しい思いをさせたらよかったんだっていう思い知らせてあげようとして、そういう、気分でも望んだツアーだったかなっていうふうには自分の中であるかな。だからそういうところで、例えば
You can make a magnet the size of the Earth's magnetic field, but only have it be thousands of times more strong.
久しぶりにそういうのもやったんですけど、とりあえずゆっくり